Welcome, everyone, to the Holstein House podcast. I'm the West Virginia woman, Robin, of RobinHolstein.com and Holstein House, where my guests get a great night's sleep at a fair rate plus breakfast. This is a podcast that looks at society and culture issues affecting families in West Virginia and the United States, from food preparation and storage, gardening, home repairs, current events, and more. We'll go around the table and back in 60 minutes or less. So let's hang out and talk a while. Welcome, everyone, to the...
Sorry about that. Hey guys, hopefully this volume isn't too bad either because I cannot tell what you're going to hear or what you're going to see. This episode is being recorded, uh, and then hopefully I'll be able to get it uploaded and scheduled. I am preparing to leave to go to a church conference. The West Virginia United Methodist Church Annual Conference is this weekend. It technically started yesterday. I'm leaving this morning. I'm still, yesterday just kind of hit the toilet um, as far as getting everything done. So what I'm doing right now is last minute stuff, feeding the dogs and cats, and I have to go out and take care of the birds and stuff um, before before I leave. So you're going to hear me moving around the house and you're going to hear me doing stuff while I talk to you this morning. Now, I am a little nervous about leaving, but not because of any phobias or anything. I haven't been away from the house overnight since 2018, and that's quite a while, quite a while indeed. And here I get out of the way. Um, Pardon me, all this noise. I'm putting the dog's food together here. I wasn't able to get everything done and prepared. I was trying to do laundry yesterday, and my clothesline came down. I was putting clothes out on the line, so I didn't have to run the dryer. I had the clothesline full, and blink, it fell right on the ground. Wet clothes in the mud, and dry clothes, which I was getting ready to take off the line, in the water for the birds. So I ended up having to do a lot of that laundry over. I Excuse me, here, kitten, move. Watch out here. So I had to wash that stuff over again, which put me behind on everything else. And the lady who was going to clean for me didn't. Topic for another day. I don't want to get my blood pressure, excuse me, all out of whack. Um, so then I had to clean, which I don't mind cleaning, but I wasn't planning on it because I was supposed to have housekeeper come up. And yesterday morning was also, this has just been a really hectic week because yesterday morning was the second day of our summer John 2117 project at the church. So I had to be over there at 9:30 to let the young lady in who was doing the program from the West Virginia State University Extension Office. And then the other ladies who were supposed to come didn't show. Bob, breakfast, Bob. No. Sometimes Bob eats breakfast and sometimes he doesn't. Go ahead, baby, eat your breakfast. So I had to stay there with her. We did finish up early, so that was good. But I really needed the ladies there. They weren't there. I got back. I was trying to catch up the laundry, catch up the housework. Clothesline fell, all those good things. I also was not able to find, I have a pour over cup. It's a thing for making coffee. You put a cone-shaped filter in, you put your coffee grinds in, and you pour your hot water over it, and it drips. It's kind of a small version of a drip coffee maker. And the water drips into the cup, so you make a cup at a time, but it's like making an automatic drip coffee. Well, guess what? I couldn't find. I went to the cabinet where it should have been, and it wasn't there. So I spent a couple hours hunting it down, trying to hunt it down. I never did find it. But I did find a little electric water kettle. It's a small, probably 16-ounce kettle that my mother-in-law gave me some time ago. So I got it out, plugged it in, it sure it worked. Then was trying to find my coffee creamer and stuff to pack to go with me. I'm staying in the dorms, so at the West Virginia Wesleyans, and so you have to take all your own stuff. I mean, and so some of you guys, it's no surprise. You're probably thinking, oh, everybody knows that. Well, I know that, but even when I got my bachelor's degree, I didn't stay in the dorms. I commuted. I lived in the area and lived close enough to commute. So I didn't have everything I needed for that. I was trying to get that together. Sheets to take. Now packing my coffee and stuff. I got my sheets together. Got those in the suitcase. Had to get the suitcase out. I haven't had the suitcase out in, well, since 2018. So I got that out. Got the sheets packed. Started getting my clothes together. Realized I needed to wash some more stuff. Got some more stuff washed up. And, well, of course, the clothesline fell. And I needed to take care of that. My medications, which are not like scheduled or anything, NSAIDs and stuff. So I got that packed up. I started getting the coffee out. I because I couldn't find my pour over, I was trying to decide how I was going to handle that. I have a French press. To me, it's not travel friendly. I don't know if they make a travel friendly French press. There are people who would know the answer to that, though. Should ask me. And decided I'm just going to have to tough it out if I need coffee when I can't be at the cafeteria or I can't be out somewhere where I can get it at a refreshment table or something. If they have them, then I will just have to drink it instant coffee. So there's that. Leaving the house, Mr. Holstein's not a big deal. He's a grown man. He knows how to take care of things. He hasn't been on his own here for a long time. He's been out of town and such before, but he's not being left here at this house by himself. And I don't think he knows where anything is. But it'll be fun. He'll probably order out, which is fine. And probably goof up. The worst thing about leaving him here is he's taking care of my birds. The chickens and the ducks. And he doesn't know how I take care of the birds. So that's going to be interesting. I did make an instruction sheet for him. I know that sounds kind of juvenile, but I mean, if he doesn't know how to do it, he's never done it. If he doesn't know how, somebody has to tell him, right? So I'm also packing some tea bags. Mr. Holstein decided he wants to drink green tea, and that's fine too. I like it. I like hot tea from time to time. Anticipating that I'm going to be in the dorm with no access to much of anything is what I'm doing here, packing things up. I have some snack food, which is really junk. I'll need to get some fuel on my way, so I'll pick up something else when I go out. So there's that. There's that. I need a cup. There's the cup. So when you are planning to be gone and you're packing all these things, don't forget your cup. Putting something in the refrigerator. And I know this is really a poor excuse for a broadcast this morning, as I'm not watching you on the screen and you have to listen to the background noise as I have to move around the house. But um, it came down to either do it this way, try to spend a few minutes getting it posted and scheduled um, for broadcast, or not do it at all because I won't have time later. And I decided, well, rather than not do it at all, I'll do it this way. I also have to remember to go up and get my CPAP machine because I have a CPAP machine that I have to use. And it is upstairs, and I have to take water with it. So I have to take the water for it. This little pocket on my overnight bag. Actually, pretty big size bag. It is on wheels at least. So there's that. Got to pack a couple pair of shoes. I have my shower shoes in there. Blanket. Need to get my pillow. Can't go without the pillow. So, in the interest of you not having to listen to me actually get all of these things together, although you are going to be listening because I am walking through the house as we speak, putting things together. Um, I recently have decided to cut back on some of the social media sites I'm interacting with fairly regularly. I I do the morning broadcast. I've been doing that for a few weeks now. Just a few seconds, less than a minute of from the front porch or on the front porch. And when I do that, what I've been doing is giving the weather, anticipated weather for the day, temperature, and just generically whether it's going to be sunny or cool or whatever. And I post that to all the just about all the social media. One way or another, I hit the major social media. I hit Clapper, which is a TikTok alternative. I hit TikTok, which I was really hesitant about getting involved with for a long time. And I really don't do much interacting over there on TikTok. Um, and I post to Noster and I post to Instagram, and Instagram posts to the Holstein House Facebook page. And I try to post it here as well on the YouTube. I don't post it to Fountain because I have to strip the audio and do a bunch of stuff if I do it that way. It's just as well to just not post it to over there and just leave it for my longer stuff. So I don't get the thing is over on the on Clapper and TikTok, I get most of my interactions from the bird videos when I put up a video of the ducks and stuff. So I'll get several hundred. I've had a couple hit 1,000 uh, views on TikTok for the ducks and chickens. But the daily stuff I don't get much on, even though I post my promo codes for Holstein House. And Clapper, I mean, I could tell it early on. I learned a Clapper from a couple of other guys um, on YouTube, Josh and Brian. Ooh, that's got water in it. So Josh and Brian over on YouTube is where I learned of Clapper. And from the start, the minute that I went over there and started posting over there, it was crap. It was um, foul people. Well, I mean, you never know really who it is, but was accounts that was set up like they were men, so maybe they probably were that were posting filth. I'm not into that, you guys. I'm not into that. So they were posting filthy things and comments and stuff, and some of them I would block, and it just got to be such a hassle. I just stopped responding to most of them anyway. So Clapper, it's just being a real disappointment, um, unless you're into the kind of stuff. And TikTok, I just don't, the stuff that I do just doesn't, there's not a whole lot of people that want to be involved with the stuff that I do. I shoot. Sorry, I can't tell you what that was. I'd probably go to jail if I said it. I I just don't post the stuff that so many people like to see over there, and I'm not into the short stuff. I mean, nothing I do is short form. My B&B, there's nothing short about it. 10 minute, 10 minutes, 30-second videos are just a real difficult thing for me to pull off. And anything of substance. I mean, I'm not a tourist destination here. I'm a stopover. And I'm fine with being a stopover. So I'm setting stuff down now. I'm really cheating you guys. I really am cheating you of some really good content. Let me see if I can sit down for a few minutes. And we just won't go the full time because This isn't fair to you. Let me do this. Let me sit down here for 7 o'clock. I'm late getting the birds up, but let me go through a few things here and they'll be okay for a few more minutes. I mean, I knew there wasn't going to be a whole lot to share today because I'm really focused on trying to get out of here and get on the road. Um, I didn't get everything I wanted done ahead of time. There was stuff I wanted to take care of in the kitchen. I didn't get that done because of some of the things that popped up through the week that has just pulled me away. And it's my fault for not saying no. But I also know that if I did say no, the fallout could be really, really just not catastrophic, but it just would have the ripple effects of the fallout could have been really difficult to deal with. So it was a choice of say yes and struggle or say no and watch some things come apart. So I didn't want to say no. We do have guests coming next week, so that when I get back on Sunday evening, it's going to be very challenging to get everything done. But I'll get it done. I've done it before. And if you, so if you ever want to come and stay or you want to learn more about Holstein House, you can go to robinholstein.com, find Holstein House on the menu, and click that and read all about us. We take Airbnb and we take direct booking. And if you decide to stay with us, right now you can use the it's a promo code um, podcast5 and you'll get 5% off your stay. You can also choose, we've got a couple packages hanging out there. One of my favorites is the coffee and chocolates. Um, I'll put some Hall's handcrafted premium chocolates in the room for you. And Hall's is handcrafted in West Virginia. It's gorgeous, delicious handcrafted chocolates. And you can have Coal River coffee, Almost Heaven blend, and I will grind that fresh. I have beans here, and I will grind that fresh for you for your breakfast. But you have to choose that, and it's only for direct book. We also have, and it's almost over. It's almost over. West Virginia Day is a discount or a promo code for 10% off your stay. Now you have to book it soon, and because it's for stays between the 16th and the 23rd, and you'll put WVDAY as the promo code. It's 10% off. You book it now up until the 16th for stays between the 16th and the 23rd. That is also direct book only. So go to robinholstein.com and choose Holstein House from the menu. Use the link for direct book to use those. But if you don't want to do direct book, if you're not comfortable with that, we do accept reservations by Airbnb. The ducklings are a month old now. They're starting to shed their fluffy stuff and grow small feathers, so they look really ragged. They really do look rough. They are getting the water and scrubbing, and like their little fluff is itching them, or the little new feathers are itching them, so they're scrubbing themselves. So they're starting to show some color coming out from under those that gray fluffy duckling snuggliness, and their feet are starting to turn orange. So they're kind of mottled. It's really funny. It's really funny to look at them. Um, Now, I did put together a list of stuff for Mr. Holstein so that he knows how to take care of the birds and what to do and what not to do. But I'm still really nervous because nobody does it like Mama. Nobody does it like Mama. And Mama's nervous about leaving them. And I'm nervous about leaving the dogs too. The dogs have never had me away. Bob is going to be here a year on the 5th of July, so that's just a few weeks away. Betty, a couple years. We got her in the fall, the year before we got Bob. So they've never known me to be gone overnight, except like if I had to go to the hospital with Dad or something. So, but that was just for a few hours, and it wasn't a big deal. But so I mean, as far as the dogs, Mr. Holstein is obviously more familiar with the dog stuff. He just doesn't. He doesn't. The poultry is my project, so he's just not involved with it very much. So we do have a lot coming up, although I'm going to be gone. Festival is happening again in Charleston. The Coal River, or the Coal Festival in Madison is coming up. And next week is Rolls on the River Pepperoni Roll Festival. I'm going to try to make some pepperoni rolls. We do have a guest. We do have actually two guests coming next week. So I'm going to try to make some of those when I get back. If you're traveling to or through West Virginia on Interstates 6477 or the West Virginia Turnpike, um, consider staying with us. Go to robinholstein.com and look up Holstein House. I touched a little bit on rethinking some of my social media stuff. I will go a little more on this. There's some people will post, I've had enough of this group and I'm out of here. And other people will say, this isn't an airport. You don't need to announce your departure. That's my motto there. Kind of co-opted their motto. I don't announce that I'm leaving. I'm just gone. And I did. It's like when I got divorced both times. I mean, obviously I had to tell them I wanted a divorce. I don't mean that. What I'm saying is I didn't go back and pester them. I was gone. I was gone. I didn't go back for child support. Well, just my first husband was anything about child support, but I didn't pester him for increases in child support. I didn't aggravate the second husband for any property or anything. We didn't own anything together. Maybe some CDs or something like that. Nothing, no property, no vehicle. The vehicle was mine. The house was mine, and all those things were already mine before we met. So that was just a cut and run. I cut and run, but I sent him on his way. So, but there's some groups that there's stuff going on in there that I'm involved, that I'm a member of, to learn stuff. And yeah, people have conversations. I don't have any problem with conversations, but these groups were getting to the point where it was just all BS, and just filth. And I don't have to subject myself to that. I'm not going to. I mean, whoever you are out there, are free to talk and do whatever you want to. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I don't have to listen to it. So I'm not going to be in your group and tell you what to say or what to do. I'm just going to leave if I don't like it. And there are groups I'm involved with that there's some profanity, and I can look past the profanity because there's stuff I need to learn or I want to learn to do, tasks and skills and ideas and things that are actually in there, and the profanity is just kind of sprinkled on like salt. But I'm just going to be gone. So if I'm in a group of yours or a group with you, and suddenly you realize, hey, I haven't seen her around here for a while, that's probably a good reason. So, and I've also unsubscribed to a couple things just because it's been a waste. I will subscribe to something for a couple months, and if I don't feel that I'm getting anything out of it, even if it's just $1 or two, if I don't feel like I'm getting $1 or two's worth, I'm not going to subscribe to it. That's you know just a thing. And there's been a couple that I have unsubscribed to because I'm just handing them money for nothing. And I can use my money to buy Satoshis and work up to a Bitcoin. Or I can use my money to pay a subscription to something that I'm actually going to learn something in. Or I can, pay for a workshop or pay for a training class there's just something that I can get. I've let some subscriptions go because I'm not going to pay for stuff that's of no use to me. So you do you, boo. And I'll just be quietly walking out the door. And then there's also, people who go out of their way to insult you. Maybe it's not even going out of their way to insult you, but they insult you. I divorced husbands for less than that. I don't, if you ask for my opinion or my view on something and I give it to you, then you turn around and bitch me out because that's not the way you think. And you're telling me the way I think is wrong. I'm probably just gonna, meander my way out the door. I'm not going to stay at your party. I'm 58 years old. I have my views and opinions because I have considered alternative views. I have looked at things. I have and have had an open mind on a lot of things. I didn't get to be 58 by hiding in the basement eating Cheetos. I've been keeping house. I've been on my, married, but, adulting since I was 17 years old. I've buried 3 of my children. 2 of them were premature births. One of them I walked in and found him hanging from a strap. Okay. I've fallen away from the church. I've come back to the church. I've looked at all the science and I've considered the science and I've seen what science seems to be real and works, and I've seen what science is BS. And you telling me you got to think differently. No, I don't. No, I don't. I've been thinking for myself most all of my adult life, and you're not going to sit there and bully me into trying to change the way I think to match what you think. Well, all the while you're saying we want people to be free to think the way they want to think, which is something else that is very interesting. And I want to try to wind it down because I really need to get this downloaded and uploaded and scheduled and all that stuff. But, you know, social media is full of bullies and bullies who want to pretend that they are so enlightened and that they're freeing the masses, but they're not. They're not. They're bullies. And if you don't think the way they want you to think, or if you don't share their opinions while they're telling the world that everybody's allowed to have opinions, then they belittle you, or they call you out, or they make fun. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't need that noise. I don't need it. Call me whatever name you want to call me. I've been called all of them. And you can say whatever words you want to say, and you can insinuate all kinds of things. It's not going to shock me. There are people in some groups that I belong to who say things and say, oh, I wouldn't say it because it might shock you. Honey, you can't shock me. Me not liking what you say is not the same as you shocking me. There's a lot of language I don't like. But I've been around the block more than a couple times, honey. You're not shocking me. Oh my gosh, I didn't want to do that. But anyway, okay, so I haven't bought the wallet yet. I'm looking into the Jade wallet and the Cold wallet for Bitcoin. I'm also seeing something about Strike making changes. I do have an account with Strike. I think that's still online, and that's not the same. You want something, and I know this isn't a perfect example, but you want something that kind of resembles like a USB because that you can take off, or a thumb drive that you can take off the computer. If it stays out there in the clouds, it's not yours. It's not yours. If you can download it to that little, and that's what these wallets are. They kind of look like a little um, thumb drive kind of thing. You plug it into your computer and you download, you put your keywords and all that stuff, you download your numbers onto it, and then you take it out of the computer and you can hold it in your hand. Then it's yours. But if it's staying out there and somebody says, oh, you just put your passcode in and log in here and it's yours. No, no, no. So I'm looking, I've seen that. Hopefully I can spend some time looking that up a little bit this evening after I get settled into my room and after the day's activities. I might jump online later and talk about it. I don't know. I want to get it wrapped up, but I want to kind of talk about this. Um, I'm still on Noster. I still kind of like Noster. I'm not doing as much on Twitter. I used to do a lot years ago, and then I kind of fell off of it because it's just a bunch of junk now. And um, I have been poking around on Noster, and it's still very interesting right now. The grant check finally come for the project at the church. It had been misdirected, and I got a hold of folks and got all that worked out. So I hopefully will be able to get back in compliance with it. I don't think I was out of compliance. I just didn't have everything together for them. So should be able to get that done. And then I'm off to Buchanan here in a little while. It's a few hour drive for me. And then I'll get in outside of the registration dates, which is if anyone attending that and who might stumble across this broadcast and hears me say this, I hope you're not offended, but it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen is a multi-day conference, and the only times that you can actually get in and register are like from 7 to 8 in the morning. But for those of us who can't come until later, there's some other alternative something, but there should be a registration desk the entire time. I mean, the entire time for hours because there's people that aren't going to be able to get in there. So maybe it's me. Maybe I'm really wrong on that because I'm out. I'd never attended before. So, maybe I'm the one who's not up on how it works. But I'm going to close off here. This was episode 70. I didn't even say that when I got started. I've been so distracted. So it's episode 70. Thank you all for listening and for putting up for the first weird 20 minutes in this last oddball stuff. HJ, Renegade Butcher, you Frost Knows, all you guys, thank you so much for your support, whether it's Sats, Satoshi, whether it's the Satoshis, whether it's the Zaps, whether it's just, talking to me and hearing me vent and different things like that. I do appreciate you guys. Podcast 5 for the rest of the year will get you 5% off your stay at Holstein House. So go to robinholstein.com, go to Holstein House on the menu, and direct book your stay with us. I have to go. I really do. And I do appreciate you guys being here. And I will get back with you. Like I said, I might do a little broadcast this evening if I have cell service enough to do it, and we will see. But I got to run. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.
So there you have it. Post your comments, do all that boosting, liking, sharing, thumbs up, and stuff that helps spread the word and poke the algorithms. Follow me on most of the big social media platforms and look for my name, Robin Holstein, or Holstein House. Till next time, bye-bye.